Good evening, guys. It's your girl, Finance Muslima. I'm checking in for you guys coming through on a weekly note. This is my nighttime live night. I know Friday, Saturdays, I'm usually on live up early in the morning. Tuesday nights is the deal. So, listen, I'm your girl, Finance Muslima. I am a licensed life insurance agent in the states of Pennsylvania, Connecticut, North Carolina, and Georgia. I am a financial coach. I am an author. I am a mother. I'm a connector. That's my gift. I'm a connector. I love connecting people. Who need what you got going on, sis? What state you in? What you need done? I am a huge connector. I love to do it. Love, love, love to help people get to the bag in whatever type of way they need to. So you guys are probably wondering, like, who is this girl? She's coming on here, talking. What makes her qualified and all of these things? For one, I do and consistently have and still currently help my clients get results, not just in saving money, some maybe $200-300 a month, but in life insurance strategies, building retirement wealth. Yes, building wealth, building wealth, building wealth in various different ways. So actually ended up in finances by default. Started my first business, Couture Cupcakes. If you are on here for the first time and you don't know my story, started selling cupcakes out the trunk of my car back in 2010. Started Couture Cupcakes, not knowing how to build longevity and use money as a tool, and how to figure out how to get my money bags flowing, multiplying, and figuring out all these numbers and all the stuff I'm supposed to be doing. It ended Jigger Up in finances. I needed to learn the game. So I learned a lot of things, and I'm consistently always learning more and more every day. And I just had, just started helping people. And I just love to help people. So learn how to make an impact first, and God will take care of you and your family. You have to learn how to make an impact. So if it's your first time coming through on the live, if you never connected or came on none of my weekly lives, I love to know who you are and where you're from, what you got going on, or if you want to ask questions, if you need help with something, or as I'm going over these tips, if you want to, just jump in and say something in the chat. I don't speak, I chat. I engage with people. I'm a real person. And no, I'm not too good or bougie enough to not interact with you guys. You guys have really been supporting me. You guys have been holding me down for 10 years. You guys been rocking with me. And I always come on here and have fun. So I love to do it. So it's not work for me. So as I'm going through these tips, as I'm on this live, if you have any questions or anything, just feel free to hop through. Also, too, there are more people I know that receive their planners in the mail. I've been getting a ton of texts, the DMs with the screenshots. I'm like, yo, this is really amazing. Like, I really created, brought my vision to life. Like, guys, it feels so good. Like, just having the courage and be confident in yourself and know what it is you bring to the table. You can really deliver and help people. So, thank you all that's been sending me the DMs and the screenshots. Everybody's using their books. And I'm like, yeah, I hope it helped you out. I know it's going to help you with some good stuff in there. I've gotten some really dope feedback. A lot of people are saying that, yo, this layout is really good. I love this planner. So thank you guys for that. I appreciate it. If you have gotten your planner in the mail, send me a picture. Like, I want to know what you're doing with it. Like, this thing is everything. Send me a picture. It's a 12-month planner. If you haven't gotten one, you can click the link in the bio and get you one, Mindset and Money Game. It's a 12-month financial planner, broke down into many 8, 9, 10 different categories to get your whole financial life together. Get it together, maintain it, keep speaking life and writing your visions out, and just creating, and just speaking over your life and making it, the universe is just everything is just come together, but you have to just do it. If you don't have the mindset of money getting book, I don't care what kind of book you got, get a financial planner, a financial journal, and get your life. You gotta calculate them coins, you gotta write them down. I'm telling you, it works. With strategy. So thank you, all you guys that's been sending me the pictures of the planners. I know that it's more you guys that haven't. So send me some pictures with your planner. I want to know and see, what's going on. I want to know. I want some feedback. I want reviews. Like I want to know what you like about it. I want to know if it's something that you felt could have been different, or what is it in it that's helping you. That's what I want to know. I want some feedback, guys. I told you guys I was going to talk about, going to give you guys some tips tonight. So first, before I get started into that, the reason that I'm doing this topic tonight is because I know a lot of people are, this is January, the top of January. So a lot of people are still focusing on and having a lot of financial anxiety or financial stress, just worried and really have a lot going on with the debt that they have built from the Christmas holiday, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, all that. Like people, millions of people around the world build so much debt during the holiday time. And then now it's January and they're like, I gotta pay this debt off. Then we're gonna go into income tax season. And then people are gonna be like, we get another lump sum of money, but we have to do right by the money. That's the thing. So regardless of these stimulus and everything keep coming, hello, hello. Regardless if the stimulus pays, checks keep coming out or any of those things, it doesn't matter if you continuously get more money and more money if you're not doing right by what you have. And if you don't know how to do right, if the mindset isn't there, it doesn't matter how much money you get. You're not going to do right by it and it's not going to last. So I did this topic. I'm doing this topic tonight because a lot of people saying that they were having debt issues, financial stress, financial anxiety. It's a lot going on right now. $600 can't help nobody. Some people might have got more, but the bottom line is when you train your mindset and consistently do those small habits over a certain period of time, it'll be like next year the holiday will come and you'll be so trained mentally that you're not going to continuously do the things that you do every year after year after year. Guys, it's not that deep to continuously put yourselves in debt because of this holiday stuff. It's not that serious. And then we're wondering how we're going to get out afterwards. So I'm going to give you guys some tips on how to pay off holiday debt. Hey, everybody that's just coming through, if it's your first time, let me know where you're from. If you have any financial questions and you're online, feel free to shoot me some questions. I do engage and answer the questions. Don't be shy to ask a question. So I'm going to, it's probably about 10 of them, but it's some really good ones. So the bottom line is if you're not serious with it, sorry, guys. Somebody was commenting on a Facebook page of North Carolina. Shout out to North Carolina. North Carolina and Philly is like really where most of our supporters are. North Carolina, Philly, and Georgia is like, so if you guys have any questions, shoot some questions while I'm going through. Don't be afraid to ask questions. If you're on the Facebook or the private Facebook group, if you received your financial planner in the mail, send me some pictures. I want to know, I want to see, I want some feedback, I want some reviews. What are you liking about it? What you didn't like about it? Because this planner will help you get your whole life. But the thing is, guys, we be so excited to start stuff, but then we don't finish. So we have to prioritize and make that free time to write your goals down and do your due diligence. This book is really a great layout. Y'all talking about $1 million hitting the bag and all that kind of stuff. And if you don't have no strategic game plan, I don't know how you're gonna get there because this, the millionaire mark that we're trying to hit, or whatever your goal is for the next year, whatever your goal is for retirement, whatever your goal may be, invest in whatever it may be. It starts with a daily, a weekly, a monthly, annually. You have to write down your numbers and know your numbers. So if you don't have a planner, you click the link in the bio and get the planner. The pre-order sold out, but I'm waiting for more is on the way. So feel free to order if you didn't get one. They went really fast. Thank you to all you guys that was buying them up. Leave me some feedback and let me know if you guys are liking them or not. So the first thing I have far as paying down holiday debt. If you have a lot of debt that you've accumulated, credit cards, maxing out credit cards. Credit cards is the main one. I'm just going to focus on the credit card area and give you guys some tips on how to get those down because a lot of people, I don't know, it depends on how disciplined you are, if whether or not you're going to spend income tax money or spend one whole biweekly paycheck of $1,500 or $1,000, whatever your income bracket is. Will you spend one whole check to pay off a slew of debt, or can you even use one whole check to pay off a slew of debt? If you can't, then you have to be creative and figure out different ways how to break it down. And again, this is why having a financial journal is good, because if you have so many, if you balance in two, three different credit cards, right? If you have so many transactions, or you may have one credit card that may got $2,000 balance, you have another credit card that may have a $500 balance, you may have another credit card that may have a $300 balance, whatever the case may be. How do you actually sit and make a strategic game plan of how you're going to pay those cards off? A lot of people will always say start with the lowest credit card bill, which would be 300, pay that off, and then so forth. So it's kind of shaky because having a credit card is good leverage, because paying on time and paying more than was due continuously help build your credit. So really paying them off really fast is not like really the deal. If you have three or four and they all have balances, then you need to get two of them paid down and just play with one, or whatever the case may be. Leave the other ones really low. But a $500 balance, that's a lot of money when you have other ones that are expensive as well, because the numbers don't lie. If I sit and help a client, if I sit and do a financial plan with a client and we go over income versus expenses, you could be bringing $5,000 home a month, but you could be paying $2,000 in debt. That's half of what your monthly income is going to debt. No lie. That's very, very serious and it's real. People do it. If you bring home $5,000 a month and you paying $2,000 in debt, you have too much debt. Now, debt is considered a car payment. Debt is considered a mortgage because you owe is considered debt. And the other big debt is always the payday loans and the credit cards. So we can't do nothing about the car payment. You can't do nothing about the mortgage. Okay, if that's 1,500 altogether right there, the other things is too expensive for you. If you have that amount of income, if that's your income, and I'm using 2,000 of my $5,000 I have every month, $2,000 of it is going towards debt, then you either, I wouldn't even say increase your income to pay off the debt, not in that sense, but you're playing a game and using credit cards and you leveraging money that you don't have. Because if you don't have more income, if you're not going to have enough left over to pay us, to balance your household and be able to save money and stuff, then you're using your credit cards too much. And sometimes we have to put this thing in our mind, and we go in the store and we may say, oh, I need this, it might be whatever, something you may need for the kitchen, air fryer or whatever the case may be, something like that. Maybe it's like $80, whatever the case may be. That's something that you want. That's not nothing that you need. If you have spent a lot of money on your cards already, you don't need that. You want it. So it's about discipline. It's about training your mind to not crave the things that you don't need at that time when you're trying to focus on a goal, because you really don't even have enough income and you have all of this debt. So when it comes to the credit cards, the first thing I would say, if you have a Capital One card, your balance is $500. You just swiped it up, bought the kids all this stuff. You done bought a new purse. You bought shoes. You know, went and bought all this stuff for the Christmas holiday. You bought decorations. You might have to buy food, gas. You was using this credit card for everything. You may have a $500 balance on one card. Your statement comes in the mail, or you look at your statement online. Your statement may say your minimum due maybe $40. Let's say 50. $500 balance, your minimum may be $50. You may be paying $50 a month. Why not pay more? Train your mind to do more than what you're supposed to do, not run from the responsibility, but tackle it head on and don't drag it out, especially if you have the money to do so. But a lot of times we don't want to do that. We want to tuck something, or, we want to do bare minimum sometimes, and we drag it out. So if it's 50, if you can do another extra 20, $30, whatever the case may be, $500, you have to get it down to 30%. You have to get it down. It's too high. So paying a little bit more than what the bare minimum is on your credit cards, if you can do so, I highly advise you to do so. And some people be like, they'll do it in the beginning, or they'll do it a couple months and then they'll stop. But the reason that you stop is because your why and your longevity goal isn't big enough. It isn't strong enough to keep you grounded and disciplined to what you're supposed to be doing. And you're not going to do it if the why, if a goal is not big enough. You're going to consistently be distracted. You got to find something that's so huge to you, so enormous, something that you've really been really, really wanting to do. And for a lot of people, it's right now, it's buy their dream home. For a lot of people, it's get a brand new car. For a lot of people, it may be, I really want to buy a building. I want to start investing. Like, I really want to get into this passive income thing, right? If that one thing is big enough for you, if it really means a lot to you, then you're going to sacrifice and do what you're supposed to do to get it. But if it doesn't, you're not going to stick to it. So that why, or that one thing that you're doing all of this for, it has to really drive you in order to keep you with your feet on the gas and stay motivated towards the goal, because that is key. The next thing I would say, pick up a side hustle. Pick up a side hustle. Find something you could do to make some money. Now, I always say it. Hey guys, hey guys on Facebook. Thanks for checking in. If you have any questions, shoot some questions as I'm going along. Take notes, or if you want me to elaborate or ask anything, just let me know. So, starting gaining a side hustle. So a lot of people shy away from MLMs. I first got in an MLM probably like around 2016, 2015, something like that. 2015, I know it was a time in my life when I hit rock bottom. I was going through. I might have been introduced to MLM probably around like 2016. I don't know, but this is the thing. Okay, so your side hustle don't have to be an MLM, but the reason I'm going to relate it to it is, wait a minute, I'm going to touch on that in 1 second about the retirement. Let me finish this thought. Give me 1 second. So I don't want to say your side hustle has to be an MLM. The reason that I love MLM coming into the game, because you have to have grind in you. If you don't have no grind, sales is the way to the world, period. If you don't have grind in you, if you ain't got no hustle in you, you ain't gonna last in the MLM. And some people like, oh, they schemes, they this, they that. But this is the thing that an MLM teach you: leadership. It teaches you leadership skills. It teaches you to always be a student. It teaches you to always be coachable. The thing that I love about an MLM too, and I'm gonna say this, and a lot of people might not like it, but y'all know I'm real. Listen, MLM You pay a one-time fee, you make money from your phone, you ain't got to help people learn how to do nothing. Everything is automated. You come into an MLM paying what, $100 or $200 to get rolling and start your own business that you can build passive income from and get paid off it every month. They have a system. If you're a business owner and if you're in business, if you're new to business, you should be worried about a system. That's the bottom line, because this is the thing. If you don't have a system, you don't have a business. And a lot of people say, I'm a business owner, I'm doing this, that, and the third. But some of us do play the role of playing in the business where we physically do the work, and then we play the outside role of the business as well, whether it be the accountant, whether it be post service, postal runs, or whatever the case may be. You have an in and out of the business job. Some of us play both, which is fine. How long do you expect your business to last if you don't teach somebody else how to do what you do? If you have a daycare, do you have a book, a binder, a really good thick book binder? Sit down with a professional, and did you create you a daily system so when your employees come in, or if you and your family is out of town, you live in your life. Business is supposed to create freedom. Business, if you have a legit running business, you're supposed to have a system. So that's the reason that I always love MLM. It taught me a lot about the game, stepping out onto my own, especially with entrepreneurship. So if you don't have a system, then you really don't have a business. MLM is an amazing way to do a side hustle. It don't just have to be that. you know you can walk dogs. Everybody have dogs, live in communities, whatever the case may be. You can be a online, you can be a virtual assistant. You can be a nanny a couple of days a week or at nights or whatever the case may be. Or, stop feeling like you got to celebrate every holiday, spend all of this money that you don't have, and try to find some children to watch when some other people want to go out of town during a holiday or whatever the case may be. Find creative ways to make money. Start a side hustle. Don't spend the money. Don't live off the money, but actually put the money in a separate account where you can start to pay these credit cards down. If you didn't need the side hustle to live off from the beginning, then you shouldn't need it to pay your light bill. Then put it to the side and pay the debt down with the side hustle. I want to answer this question. You want to retire? My why is retirement at 50. That can be done, depending on what type of strategy you have. You have to, it's really a numbers game to finance it. So I don't know who this is that left this comment, having the goal to retire at 50. So let's per se, you may be 30 years old, whatever the case may be. Let's say you're 30. The first thing you need to do is go through a full financial plan, and you need to sit down and figure out where you are right now. What does your retirement look like right now? If you work or if you have a 401k, how much do you have in these accounts? Have you made phone calls to Fidelity, whatever the case may be? That's one, or Vanguard, if you work, and see how much money is in that account. If your job it is matching it, if you had it for all these years, see how it's growing. The second thing would be, you have to know your numbers. That's the bottom line. So if you're 41 years old right now and you want to retire at 50, I would suggest that you contact me and get utilize the 50% off financial consultation, because it is numbers and strategy to it. And the bottom line is, you have to sit and know exactly where you are. There are different retirement investment plans that you can utilize, but I can't just say, oh, you should go sign up for an IRA or invest in life insurance if I don't know what numbers you're working with, if that makes sense. For some people, retirement is an age, yours is 50. For some people, a retirement is a number. Have you ever thought about what dollar amount are you shooting to have at age 50? How many retirement accounts are you balancing right now? Do you have one, two, three, whatever the case may be? And then if you say, okay, I want three accounts to have a max of, $1 million by age 50, then you have to say, okay, how much is these accounts going to pay me out every month? So it's really a strategy to it. And it gets really in debt. If that's something that you're serious about, then you can go to my website and get the 50% off consultation. And I can definitely help you create a plan and shoot you in a way that can work for you, if that makes sense. I hope that helped. Another way to pay off the holiday debt. Some of y'all are ladies, we might not like this one, but we have a lot of things at home that we're not using. Sell what we're not using. Etsy, Amazon, all these different type of places. They have it's so many websites out here now that you can leverage to sell things to make money. People are thrifting, making a lot of money and having and not even just making a lot of money, but they're finding some really great pieces. And I'll be looking at some stuff like, oh, that's cute, like through thrifting. So, ladies, a lot of us have things, even the fellas, we have things at home that we're not utilizing. So maybe you be a little more open minded when you're trying to hit your goal and say, well, I really do need to sell some of those things that, I'm not using anymore. So that's another one, guys. That's another tip to paying off the holiday debt. Find some things around the house that you're not using and sell them. Pick up a seasonal job. We just now passed the holidays. That's usually when the seasonal jobs are open, but it varies because it depends on companies, what the job consists of and so forth. But if you can't find a seasonal job, then that's not a thing. That's a big deal. Is not a make or break it thing because it's so many hustles out here of ways to make money from your cell phone. So that's not an excuse that you can't get a seasonal job. Another thing that you can do, if you have a job, depending on what company you work for, companies are giving out bonuses, they're getting a lot of incentives. So when you get bonuses, when you get incentives, and the company is paying out well because everybody's hitting their production, they're hitting numbers. Whether it be Amazon, I've heard Amazon give $200, at some point, like quarterly thing, or I don't know, sometimes. Um, Wells Fargo, all of these companies, like they have so many different departments and they have quotas to meet because the bottom line is the job is about production. How much money are you making them during the day? And if you and your team or whatever department you in, if you hit your numbers, you get bonuses. What do we typically do with our bonus? With our bonus money, we typically will buy something, whether it be from the mall or, oh, I want to treat myself, which is fine. Have fun with it. You worked for it, but it depends on where you're at with it. So you have to pick and choose what you want to do. So that's another one. Using your bonus to pay off debt, grown people stuff. Another one is to drop expensive habits. So the one that always gets me is expensive restaurants. I don't have a problem with it. I love fine dining. I love a good meal and all of those things. I love to live the luxury lifestyle and all of that as well. But for me, that doesn't have to be an every weekend thing. Or, if you're dating a guy or whatever the case may be, you seeing somebody and everywhere y'all go, it has to be this level of this. Like I don't feel like that should be a huge deal. So shying away from expensive habits. Another expensive habit, well, entertainment and dining is kind of like the same thing. So when the spring and the summer come, every weekend, if you're doing family stuff, I definitely, do family stuff and all that, but we need inexpensive ways. We got to get more creative to have fun. There's nothing wrong with bowling, water parks, all that kind of stuff. But when you plan it out, you're not saying, "Oh, I gotta use this whole paycheck to go do this because we get ready to go here." When you plan it out, you have your money planned. Everything is planned accordingly. Bills is paid on time, the mortgage is paid, the car payment is paid, you're not being late, and you and your family still gonna go and have a nice time. But the main thing, when you come home, you still gonna have some money. Cause I know how it is going on them trips and coming home broke. That's not a game. Then you playing chase again, like, oh, I just came back from a trip. I need this money. I gotta go do some overtime. So being creative and creating at least some inexpensive ways to have fun, ditching the expensive habits. And I said it and I'm gonna say it again. This lifestyle is not, you know, everybody loves to live good. I love a fine dining five-star restaurant. I like to go nice places. I like to spend money. When I travel, I get what I want because I work and I have money and I do what I want to do. And this is the thing. When you have goals and you have priority, if you have $5,000 in debt from the holiday, that shouldn't be your focus at that time. So it's all about prioritizing. Nobody said live frugal, um, you know, flatline your expenses, for your whole life, and just don't do nothing, and don't live good. Nobody said that. But when you're focusing on paying off debt, you have to do what you have to do to prioritize and get the goal taken care of first. And another thing too, you if you some of you guys may be open to this, some people don't, but it's not easy, but it's a thing that when it's done, it really works when you learn how to master it. Negotiating bills. So asking for lower interest rates. Some people you may have had your Capital One card for 8 years. You may have been paying on time. You may even got it up really high, 6,000 one time, and got all the way back down to 200. They love customers like that. When you apply for it, you probably had it so long when you apply for it, your interest rate is still incredibly high because you might have been at a 600 then. And then you may be at a 700 credit score now, whatever the case may be. Capital One give everybody a credit card. You may have a five something, 580 or something like that when you first got it. But now you're like, oh yeah, I got a 620. It's years later. Guys, you can call and negotiate. Everything is negotiable. Bottom line. It's just about picking up the phone, making a phone call. If you don't know what to say, find out what to say, Google it, ask a professional, find out what to say. Because when you get on the phone to negotiate bills and negotiate interest rates, you have to know your stuff. Because they're going to be saying stuff and you don't want to act like when you act like you don't know what you're talking about or going on, you're going to mess up the whole deal. So negotiating bills is another one. If you have any questions, shoot your questions out because I got a few more things for you guys. We don't talk about um, financial anxiety in the Black community. That might be too deep for some of y'all. So I put up a post. I hope those money tips help y'all. Oh, listen, I got one other thing too, guys, before I go. So that was the 10 tips the 11 tips I have for y'all for paying off holiday debt. So if you came on late and you didn't get the video, you can go to YouTube and watch it, or you can click the replay when I click out and watch it at your convenience. I keep all of these videos on the page and on YouTube. But listen, this is another thing too. I forgot to tell you guys. I have created a where is my money guide. So where is my money meaning a lot of people's situation is, we just talked about this, why when I get paid, I don't have so much left over. If you are a business owner, a lot of you guys run businesses in this group, you may not be seeing no profit. You may be, it's just a give and take, or even with the business, it's a constant chase and you're trying to figure out what's what. Where is my money? That's what I call it. So it is the guide to mastering the 50-30-20 rule, and it's on sale for $27. If that's something that will help you, and I put some bonuses in there too, and some other ways to. I think it's like passive income, different options to create some other type of income too. Um, If you haven't checked it out, it's uploaded on the website. You click the link in my website and grab it. It's the guide. I got some really valuable stuff in there. And the bottom line is sometimes we don't know where our money is because we don't have enough. Sometimes, the business and the expenses is just balancing each other out. You're just making enough to be able to do what you need to do, and that's fine. But if that's the case, you need to be realistic and acknowledge it. And it's no way that you shouldn't be making other income doing other things that doesn't take a lot of your time because it's various different ways to make that happen. And I feel that you guys shy away from different stuff or don't want to have the conversation because social media is portraying this thing that everybody's business is so flawless and successful. But the bottom line is that's not true. So if that's the area that you need help in or you need to get educated on, then that's fine. Like just pick up another income that doesn't take a lot of your time and use your book if you have your financial planner and balance out your numbers. You guys, you gotta know your numbers. If you're not writing down your expenses, your income, doing some affirmations, doing some gratitude, create a vision board. If you're not constantly in front of what's going on and what you're trying to hit, how can you hit the target if you don't know? Life is loud. We wear a lot of different hats during the day. How can you remember everything? We know because we so used to living on autopilot, right? I talk about that all the time, meaning we just know all of our bills coming out of our check. We're not even paying ourselves. How much are we paying ourselves every month? We're just working or running the business just to pay everybody else. Especially if you're running a business is to create freedom. I love my freedom. So just be realistic with yourself. It's not nothing is never flawless and as good as everybody makes it look. And it's fine if you got to go back to the drawing board and start from the basics. You got to know your numbers. You got to know, your marketing, like all of those things, but you have to know your numbers. So for those of you, so I was supposed to come on live with y'all last night. So y'all know that well, I had clients I was doing life insurance stuff. Just the bottom line. This is not the only thing that I do. So I had to do life insurance paperwork. I got caught up. I couldn't jump online with you guys, but I want to share with you guys because I said I'm going through the 8 week fine. I'm going through the 8 week money challenge with y'all, and I'm showing everything. Every week I'm going to pop up, or I'm on live twice a week. So whatever day that our week hit, I'm going to show my money. And in order for you to get the $50 cash app from me after you save $1,000 at the end of our 8 weeks, then you're going to have to show me. Some people are using apps, which is fine, doing electronic transfers to a savings account, which is fine if that's how you want to do your $1,000. But I'm not giving up the $50 until you show me the proof because I'm hands on and doing it too. So this is a box. I don't even know where I got this from, but I just loved it. And I'm such a person, like I'm always like dream big, dream big, dream big. Like that's what I live by, right? So what I'm going to do is recreate this box and with some magazines I have. I'm going to cover it in all things that are inspired for 2021. And what I'm going to do is call it my money box. So this is my $10. This is our week one. If you don't have the challenge to the layout, is on the page. So this is my $10 for my first week. This is my money box. So when I come on next week and add my money for next week, my cash, y'all going to see that my box is going to be reconstructed because I'm going to create it really, really nice with I'm gonna do it like a vision board type thing, but I'm going to put all things that I want and we're going to see how it go because I want to keep looking at my vision and what I'm going to do, not what I want to do for the year. And then as I add my money to it. So for those of you who y'all are joining the challenge, I told y'all that I'm not giving away the $50 to nobody unless you show me the proof of what you're doing. So if you have any questions for me, you can send me an inbox or a DM. If you want to get the mindset and money getting planner, if you don't currently have a planner, please go to the website and get you a book because The reviews have been amazing. Everybody's loving it. It's a fantastic layout to get your whole financial life together. And I got some freebies, some cheat sheets on the website too, if you haven't checked them out. And let me know how you guys are liking it. If you have your book already, send me a review. All right, guys, until next week, I'm out. Hope you guys have a fantastic night. If you need me, connect with me.